Alright, hello everyone. Well, my Friday evening plans got canceled actually, so I decided I'm bored. Playoffs are getting close. Steel is exciting, so figured I'd take a look at how things are in all the divisions. And while I'm doing that, might as well let everyone else have a look around too, if you should so desire to. If you should so desire to have a look with me. So in Steel A, we have Nibanon coaching the Lizardman team easy mode. It looks like he's got pretty good development for a lizard team. He's got SPP on almost all the Sauruses. Two of them have block already. The Crocs has block. A special skink movement. Has he played? He's played 5 games. So obviously we're in round 5. So some teams will have played 5, some will have only played 4. He's played 5. And Crocs is only a touchdown away from getting that second level. I'm sure he'll be trying to score with it next time around. And yeah, I'm sure he'll vanity pass with this guy too. But yeah, that's how his team looks. It's pretty good. He got 3 rolls in the Apo. No bench. He could have one if he wanted to. I doubt. Yeah, he hasn't gone to a stadium either. 80 English with the Fling team, Trees, classic. Still has 2 bench, going with 2 rerolls, so I'm not sure. He probably still gets a chef most every time, unless he goes 2-star players. Got an Apo, I guess for the trees. Not sure how much they're quite worth Apoing at this point, but I guess it's better than going with only 1 tree. But yeah, so 1 tree managed to level and get guard. The other one is kind of just standing around doing not very much apparently. 1 fling level up. Sure feet, not a bad go-to. Would love to see Sneaky get, but he's probably not that crazy. At least not on the first level. I'm sure he'll get it at some point. He has enough alter, good. And dwarf cheerleaders, nice touch. Any good stunt team should have enough alter. We have Galencio with this human roster, Green Steelers. I wonder if that's any relation to the Pittsburgh Steelers in the NFL. But got an ogre with guard. This is a human blitzer and elf blitzer. This is apparently a human blitzer with blodge step. Incredible. That will actually be really, really nice. Time it gets guard on there, and then you got blodge step guard. I mean, sidestep seems like a slightly bloatier version of stand firm, personally to me, but I know they each have their own weaknesses, whatever. This one is an elf because he's got agility 4 though. So yeah, this is an elf blitzer. And then we've got Mighty Blow, an accurate thrower, a guard catcher. Wow, this team is crazy. 12, well, technically 13, 20 time you add the last player back in. With 3 rolls in Apo. He hasn't gotten into club stuff, has he? He's not. Then we got Gibbs, Canadian Welding Bureau, Norse team. Very clean looking roster, how they have it divided. No Yeti. I wonder if that's on the shopping list. He's left a spot up top for it. We got a Mighty Blow and a Tackle Berserker. Sure Hands. Norse Thrower, interesting ad. I know not a super popular pick, but he's going with it. He gave it Sure Hands, so it's at least the one skill that it really needs to get. We have a Dodge Runner, a Dirty Player because North should be fouling. Very good. And a Doubt. Yeah. I'm guessing that pretty much no team, aside from maybe the Stunties, are going to have stadium enhancements. But dang if I won't check every time. Alright. Fallen Glories Thunderstruck with Underworld. Just a Warpstone Troll. No goodies yet. I'm sure that's coming. This guy's been putting in work. He leveled up to get leader and plus movement, which is pretty nice. We've got a tackle Skaven Blitzer. This guy is either a replacement or just not managed to do anything. But yeah, dude, this is not the star player on the team. Get scoring with this guy. No leveled up goblins, which I'm sure they'll be getting dirty player if he has a chance. Although with mutation access, it's not too bad to get stuff like 2 heads and all that. No Apo, apparently he's not worth saving, or he'll buy that before he plays his next game, which he actually hasn't played yet. So, Fallen, if you see this, take care of that. Top Hat, totally cool team name. I must agree, it's a pretty cool team name, but not a pretty cool team. Chaos Dwarves, yuck. Ugh. Just want to gag. 2 Bull Centaurs, both stolen MVP, but neither one has managed to level up, so, well, Touchdown I cast is an option, but probably not carrying too much with them. Played 4 games, okay. We've got a Mighty Blow and a Guard Blocker, no Claw yet, thank goodness. Although maybe he has been carrying with the Bull Centaurs, because he's only has 1 Hobgoblin with a touchdown. Must have been carrying on the blockers. He scored... Oh, he was held to nothing in that game. So yeah, I guess he's been carrying with blockers. Alright. Got the Apo. And yeah, we already know we played 4 games. Already checked that. Lego or Andrew in game. Dark Elves, Best Elves, Candor Corsairs. We got a Black Witch. Ooh, that looks like a Niggled Blitzer. Couple other Blitzers, no levels. A Niggled Lineman. So, yikes. And just missed next game. Okay. Almost 3 Niggles. We got a sneaky get. Nice. Runner. So okay, wow. This is quite the unconventional elf team. Dark elf team. With a runner and a witch elf. And 3 blitzers. I'm guessing he wants to add a 4th blitzer, but also wants to have non-niggled players. So, well, yeah. Get 30 more K. Fire this guy. Add a blitzer. Sneaky get instead of dirty player. I'm really curious as to why he went sneaky get instead of dirty player. Even if you're doing an unassisted foul, I'd still rather just have the +1 than not being sent off if I snake it. But either way, it means he's fouling his Dark Elves. So hats off to you. And then Mercy Flush, who I feel like has a different name in Discord, but I don't know offhand. But with an undead team. Gribble. We got a mummy with block. Very nice. 2 rerolls with a leader got ghoul. So that's also a double. Wow. A sure hand ghoul because of course. Guard on a white. And took block instead of dirty player. Sorry, that's a strike. You should know that it's dirty player. I know you don't have a bench, but you could have a bench. You could have... No, you do have a bench. You do have a bench, and you don't have a dirty player. That's just wrong. Although, seeing as how 4 ghouls are on the team, I guess the 1 bench is not super strong bench, since no regen and armor 7. So I guess I kind of get it. But yeah, get a dirty player, dang it. We need fouling. The Dark Elf team knows. The Dark Elf team knows to foul. But I guess probably not to that much of a surprise. The Lizard team, and Nibanon nonetheless, is winning the division at 4-1-0. Fallen Glory has yet to play, and either way is in second or will be tied for second, followed shortly by Mercy Flush and Galentio. So Who plays who? Okay, so Top Hat plays 80 English. Oh, Chaos Dwarves and Flings. Yikes. And so that leaves the Dark Elves to play the Underworlds. So, yeah, Fallen has a pretty good shot at staying in second after this. Should at least manage a draw, you would think. But we'll see. And then left on the schedule. So the top 3 teams currently, because I believe it's top 3 of all the divisions. No, top 2. No, Steel. The top 2 from each Steel division is who's going to make it into the playoffs. So, I mean, really every team is in it, but we'll take a look at the schedules of the top 4 placings. So obviously, Fallen still has to play there. Easy mode, Thunderstruck, Gribble, Green Steelers. Gribble, so the Undead will play Chaos Dwarves, the Humans play Norse. Stunty matchup, well, kind of stunty matchup. The Underworld have some non-stunty players that aren't big guys. But stunty matchup. And then the Dark Elves play the Lizards. So Dark Elves and Lizards are both? No. Just the Lizards. And then the Undead and Dark Elves play. Those are both top 4 teams. Well, outside, but basically a top 4 team. The Underworld and the Lizards will play each other, so that match could end up being the match for first place. And if Fallen loses, he might not get in, but if Nibbon loses, he's probably still in, at least if he ends up beating the Dark Elves. Realistically, only has to win 1 game to make it into the playoffs. Green Steelers do not play anyone above them on the leaderboard though, so they'll be kind of relying on the misfortune of others. Same with Gribble. Does not play either of the teams above him, so again, will kind of rely on others to lose. Although these two do play each other, so that helps a little bit. But yeah, so that's Steel A. And how long am I into this? Am I gonna make it 4 videos? 13 minutes. No, we're good. Steel B. Steel B. We've got. Let's start with the leaderboard first. Cruel's Orcs. Very impressive 401. Thunder, who still actually has to play his 5th game, but is already in 2nd place with Vampires. Wow, Fine Wine Diners. Although Thunder has been doing pretty well in Steel the past few seasons, if I recall. Basically the replacement Turin. Not that Turin is not doing good in Steel either, of course. Undo, Blashirk, Dark Elves, just another Steel team. In 3rd place. Pretty solidly in 3rd place. Yeah, I can't get passed up by either of these teams. Chris, Red Knight, with Amazons. In 4th, 131. Mr. Zimzi, which is Digital Data, however you actually pronounce it, with Humans. Still has a game to play, so could jump up to 4th place. Ginger Power. Oh, sorry. So Cat Bus with the Dwarves. Ginger Power could also maybe make it to 4th place with a win. Ron, also more Underworld. 2 Underworld teams. Okay. And then Rylock with Norse the Long Dwarves. Very nice. Not a good year for him though. Season for him. Probably Curse of 87. especially if he had to play like dwarves or orcs very early. It could very easily end up leading to a bad season overall. So yeah, we'll start with Red Knight's Amazon team. We've got a couple level ups. A level up, my bad. Blitzer has to take what I imagine is going to be Mighty Blow. Might be Tackle depending on the matchup. Which will be Norse. So probably Mighty Blow is my guess. An Agility Catcher, which is very nice to have. And a Block Catcher. And just 11 players could make a bench if he so chooses. I imagine you do against a team with a bunch of block and probably tackle. Probably has tackle at this point. Ron's Underworld. Ooh, a double level up troll. Although the blitzers are a bit lacking to make up for that fact. But still, claw and tentacles. If he makes it to 31, hopefully get block, but if not, stand firm or guard. Stand firm probably with tentacles is my guess. A Skaven thrower that needs to take a level up, which will probably be block or maybe leader since he's only got 2 rerolls. A plus movement goblin for that, stunty one turning. Did he manage to take a stadium enhancement? He does have enough alter. Very nice. Although I don't know what stars Underworld have access to, but I imagine at least some interesting things. Maybe a chainsaw. Undo's Dark Elves went with a runner as well, and has a witch elf, although she's probably new based on where she's at in the roster, and he has low cash and she has no SPP. With 2 rerolls on the Apo, very nice mix of skills among the blitzers. 1 Mighty Blow, a couple blodge and a tackle, and then a wrestle lineman for some utility. And he was one of the... No, he played 5. Yeah. DJ, just 2 regular humans. An ogre without a level up. A fast blitzer. Not very much blitzer development. Actually, not very much development, period. Just a leveled up catcher and a lineman. And this guy who took a stat. So, not a lot. Could also get to a bench if he so desires. The Fine Wine Diners, who are doing pretty well. Coached by Thunder, 4 rerolls, makes sense. Normal vampire start, a fast vampire, a couple block. Needs to get these guys some level ups. No thralls have leveled up, which is probably almost a good thing because they just exist to get hit and bitten anyway. No stadium enhancement. Only played 4 games. Still has to play his 5th for this round. So could be going into week 6 with all 4 vampires having a level up. Cruel's Orcs, who are on top of the division, has a Mighty Blow Black Orc plus Strength Black Orc. Very nice. Ooh, Special Blitzer with Blodge. I would say that would probably be the carrier, but he has a thrower, so I doubt it will be the carrier. At least, long term. A guard blitzer, tackle blitzer, accurate and block thrower. Took accurate. I guess he plays a passing game with his orcs, but who am I to say that it's wrong, because he's clearly winning with it. So there you go. And Cat Bus Dwarves, we've got 2 Slayers, a Blitzer, and 2 Runners. So I'm guessing a Blitzer, something had to have happened to a Blitzer, is my guess. Though I don't know that for sure. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 10 players. Something happened to a Blitzer. Alright. 3 rerolls and an Apo. That's probably where his SVP was on too, or he just hasn't been scoring a lot because, oh well no, both runners are leveled up. Forgot they don't start with block. And this guy must have hogged some MVPs and got some Kaz. And he has only played 4 games, so he'll still have to play his final. Still have to play his final for the round. And finally the Norse, who I wanted to check. No, they started off against Dark Elves. Okay, that must have been a dropout. Okay, well, in that case, I don't know what the team. I want to say that's a Dark Elf symbol though. And then, oh, these. I guess that could have also been AI draws. Those seem like AI names actually. Yeah. All right. And then, so I guess that kind of explains the lack of development, is getting probably 2 draws against the AI is what it looks like to me, but I don't know. And then he played the Underworld, and then he played the Orcs, which I'm sure was not very fun. Oh, that doesn't match the record on the leaderboard. Okay, I get it. So Rylock stepped in as a replacement, so got 2 draws to get some SPP. Okay. Got it. But yeah, so we got a Dodge Runner, a couple Mighty Blow Berserkers. This one is only missing next game, thankfully not niggled. No lineman leveled up to get Dirty Player, or whatever else he might take, but Dirty Player, come on. So yeah, as far as the games that are left, it's Rylock versus the Dwarves. Oh my goodness. Norse have to go up against Orcs and then Dwarves back to back. And then the Vampires play Humans. So, for playoffs, I think Cruel is basically already in. Would only need to get a draw? Basically only needs to get a draw. A win for sure, but a draw more or less seals the deal. And then Thunder, depending how he does against the Humans, who are not doing too bad themselves, so we'll see how that game goes. But with a win, also puts himself in very good position for playoffs. So it's basically undo with an outside shot, and that would be it for this division. But ooh, the 1 and 2 teams will face off, so that will really help undo who does have to go against Dwarves. And then Cruel plays the Amazons, and Thunder plays Ron with the Underworld, whereas Undo plays Norse of Rylock. So, I would say things look pretty good for these two are going to be your division winners, but since they do play each other, Undo does have a chance. Alright, Steel C. On top of the division, we have Evil Smoothie with this Camry, Rolling Skulls. Has anyone else played? No one else has played their 5th game though, so that is a little bit subject to change. I know I play against the Orcs that are in 3rd place on Sunday, so that will be a match to decide 2nd place, as I guess it does technically depend on touchdown difference from there, but probably if he wins he'll be ahead of me on touchdown difference. Yeah, I'm in 2nd, the Orcs are in 3rd. Then Saima, undefeated with his Goblins at 1-3-0. Tessie has not had the best steal. I know the vampires were not a good game for him. 031, Par Time, Dark Elves 103. The vampires started off kind of well for what they were. This was the vampire team that went like 5 vampires, 1 reroll to start, and then Sauron with the Nurgle Squadron at 014. So Nurgle aren't known for, having fast starts, so I guess that kind of makes sense, although you would hope for a slightly better record. But if you've got development, which being an i10 TV probably doesn't, but, it's what it is. So yeah, Smoothie's team has got, wow, okay, 4 Mighty Blow. This is clearly his development strategy is to just get as much Mighty Blow as possible and hope that you can rack up the Kaz SCP. Blood for the Blood God. 1 Throw Raw and 2 Dirty Players, with the Throw Raw not leveling up. Although he's got 3 team rerolls, so he doesn't need the leader anyway, it looks like. Maybe he goes even a second bench, since he's got 2 Dirty Player. 1 bench for each Dirty Player. Has not gone into Stadium enhancements. Then the Vermin Vanquishers, which are my dwarves. We've got a few guard. We started with the Death Roller because that's the only good way to play dwarves is with the Death Roller, dang it. A Blitzer that's gotten quite a bit of work with Mighty Blow and Tackle. A Guard Blitzer. The Troll Slayer has not done much, although to be fair, I've been blitzing mostly with him because he got Mighty Blow after the first game, although was MNG'd for the second. But still, my main blitzer for most of my games. We got a runner with block and a second runner I recently bought that needs to step it up and get some SPP. And then just random SPP on Longbeards. This one scored a touchdown, which I actually don't remember happening, but whatever. And 2 bench, because, well, it's effectively only 1 bench, because this guy leaves the game at most after 8 turns. And we've only got 2 rerolls, and I did not get a stadium upgrade. Tessie's humans. He does have a plus agility blitzer, and we've got a fouling game going on. Minus armor lineman probably will be fired. A block catcher, and 4, 8, 9, 11. So something might not have died, but I feel like he had something. It might have only been a lineman, but he had something die, like game 1 against the vampires, the first block or something like that, I believe is what Fluffy said. Club, not level 2. The Orcs, my opponents, so the little scouting for me. He's got Troll, nice. It'll be a battle of the big guys. And he has a thrower as well, so that's 2 divisions had an Orc team, and both of them rostered a thrower, I believe. And then we also have a Mighty Blow Blitzer, a plus agility blitzer with guard. I guess that's who he's passing to. And a Black Orc with block. Not a lot of development on the Black Orcs otherwise, though. Yeah, these 4. These 2 are linemen. Why are linemen at the top? Whatever. With 3 rollers and a Napo, and no stadium enhancement. The vampires, Fluffy, still has 5 vampires. Is now up to a second reroll and got Napo. Only 2 level ups on the vampires though. Well, this guy should have a second skill pretty soon. If he can't get a vanity pass with vampires in an entire game. No level ups on any of the thralls. That one's missed next game. He must be an MVP hog or something, although he's only played 4 games, but still. If any thralls have gotten MVP, they must have died, and I don't think he went for a stadium, no. The Nurgle Squadron. Oh my goodness, this team's beat up. I'm assuming he started with a beast, or no, probably didn't start with the beast actually, or he's rolled really well on cash, but has 3 Pestigores and 4 warriors already. A Claw Rotter, It okay, okay, okay. There is a decent amount. AV9, AV9, no AV9, AV9, AV8, AV8. So Claw does some things. It's an interesting first pick if nothing else. Oh wait, yeah, he did have a Beast of Nurgle. Its name was Squiggy, and it died. Rip Squiggy. Then we got the Dark Elves, who, again, I'm gonna keep harping on you for this. You named it 2 Witches, 1 Cauldron, and you started with 4 Blitzers instead of a Witch. And you still don't have a Witch because it looks like one of your Blitzers died, and so you replaced it so you don't have cash to buy a Witch instead. Or you replaced Lineman instead of getting a Witch. In that case, I don't really get it unless you just want to have AV8 and you don't like AV7. Which, fair enough. But why are you coaching elves if you don't want AV7? So yeah, a couple dodge linemen, a dodge blitzer, a guard blitzer, guard over mighty blow. They're both pretty useful, so I won't say either way it's wrong. It is a little bit. Guard is a better pick if you're not just kind of trying to get removals as elves. If you'd rather just, you know what, we're gonna get a couple solid hits there to break a hole through in a tight space, and then we're gonna run past you. And then the goblins of Saima. 2 trolls, neither one's leveled up, very sad. A loony, no skills. I think he's been playing the whole season with this as the only secret weapon. I don't think he's rostered a bomber or a fanatic. And even if he was, I'm sure he'd have bought it at this point because he has the cash for it. But we do have 2 dirty player goblins and a sure hands goblin. I don't know if he's just only rolled doubles on his level ups or if he's firing everything that doesn't. Either way, very impressive to already have 3 special goblins at this point. No Apo. Maybe he figures it's just a little bit too much bloat. Although this piece does seem like it's maybe worth saving. But what do I know? He's the genius and I'm not. And of course we have enough altar. So, again, Simon's not out of playoff contention, and I know I still have to play him at least, so he can pass me up. But we got the vampires playing the goblins, I'm playing the orcs, and the humans are hosting the dark elves. And then the orcs get the Nurgle, the Khemri get humans, and I have to play the goblins, which, depending how things go this week for me, this match could put Saima at least at 3rd because the orcs are also gonna be past him if the orcs beat me. And then last week, goblins get the dark elves. I have to face the Khemri, so that battle could end up being pretty much meaningless, just deciding who gets 1, who gets 2. Or it could be I have to win in order to make it in, and it even could be Evil Smoothie has to win to get in, and the orcs get the vampires. So I would say that even if Zyle doesn't manage to beat me, he does have a decent shot. He just has to win his final 2 games, which I would think he'd be favored in for both. And he could still end up passing me up regardless, especially since I have to play Smoothie. So there is that. Smoothie is most likely in at 4-1-0 right now. He has not lost a game yet, and seeing as his next game is against the humans, who don't have a whole lot going for them as far as level ups go, but it is of course Blood Bowl, and to because he's not a bad coach by any means, so it is anyone's game in theory, but the Khemri are probably favored. And all he needs is a draw to get him in to playoffs. Finally, Steel D. Turin, undefeated, not really a surprise with the pros of a union. Jeff B, who's Death Wish in Discord but changed his name to still be Jeff B to match. In second place with his humans at 3-0-2. Goblin Marine, repping with goblins as well at 2-2-0, so is actually looking at a playoff spot potentially. And Ogres, more stunty, very nice. Look at them pretty clouds. I love that name. By Launcher 2-1-1, so pretty good season for Ogres as well, actually. And yeah, they've only played 4 games, so they also are potentially looking at playoffs. Same with Stitches, Dark Elves, Kane's Pushers. Then we got Angus with Orcs, the Warden at Jim Johnson Fan Club, the Vampires, and Yogo Bob with Nurgle, Wooden Turtle. Looks like most games are unplayed. Yeah, the Vampires and the Humans played. Humans winning. So, Vampire team got level ups on 3 out of 4 Vampires, and this guy's leveled up a second time, so that's pretty good. Maybe a Blodge Vampire. He could also go for, Tackle or Mighty Blow for a blitzing option instead. We got some Busted Thralls. This one is, double niggled. Yikes. That one might be a goner. Then we got a minus armor Thrall, a minus agility Thrall with Wrestle, so that one's probably going to end up being kept. John Bovey, the 34th. For only playing 4 games, he's gone through a lot of John Bovies, apparently. With 3 rerolls and an Apo. Only 3 rerolls instead of 4. Although he does have a little bit, started at least with a little bit deeper of a bench. So that's probably where the cash went that I believe normally goes for a 4-3 roll in Vampire teams. We got Ogres. 2 Break Tackle Ogres. This one's a little bit slower now. And a Block Ogre. Very nice. Oh! Dirty Player Noblar. Yes. Fartsicle. Bloaty McBloatface. Oh man, I love these names. Oh man. That's great. Sir Reginald Pop-Tart. I love Pop-Tarts. Great snack. Is this one niggled or is it just missed next game? Good. Bloaty McBloatface needs to stay. And a Sure Feet Noblar. With 4 rerolls and an Apo. Wait. We do not have a stadium enhancement. He probably spent a lot of money on the Ogres, which would be why he doesn't have a stadium enhancement. The number 1 team. We've got 3 catchers, although this one's not an elf anymore. You can see his pointy ears have been cut off. Just imagine it in your head. A Raj lineman, a guard lineman. Very nice. The thrower is either new or he's not been using it very much. Then this blitzer has to figure out what he's going to get. It'll probably be tackle, because what else do you give a level 3 blitzer that already has blodge step? 3 rerolls and the Apo. No bench. Orcs. This one also has a thrower. Do all the orc teams in Steel have a thrower? That's crazy. I guess they all wanted to start with sure hands. But yeah, his throwers got block. The black orcs have nothing really going for him. This one's got an Akaz at least, but none of them have even lucked into an MVP. But the blitzers are pretty well developed. This guy's almost level 3. And we got Mighty Blow, Guard, and Tackle with the Wrestle lineman. Since you don't have a bench, I get why you didn't go Dirty Player. I'll forgive that one, but Get a bench and get dirty player. Come on. You're orcs. You foul. Goblin Marine with goblins. Did not actually start with the stadium upgrade. He does have just enough money for it. Should you want to go for something like that. We have a troll level up. We got stand firm. Makes sense. We have all 3 secret weapons. We got a plus movement goblin. Doesn't have a pogoer. So I don't know if he either doesn't like the pogoer or if it died and he rolled a plus movement goblin, so you don't need a pogoer anymore. I can see either way. And a sidestep. Does not have an apothecary, which makes sense for goblins. I think they pretty much don't unless they got something like really good. And only going with 2 rerolls. Deep bench, although you kind of need it when you got 3 secret weapons on the pitch. His TV is somewhat high compared to the rest of the division, so I don't think he's getting like, multiple star players and 2 or 3 bribes or anything like that. Jeff B's humans. We got a guard ogre, a Raj lineman. Okay. Looks kind of like an elf, but without the IG4. Mighty Blow Blitzer. What is this team order? It's confusing the heck out of me. Another Blodge Blitzer. Block Thrower, regular catcher. A Guard Mighty Blow Blitzer. Fix your team order, man. You're throwing me off. Although if that's the point, then congrats, you did it. If you're just trying to distract the opponent. And is that a miss next game or a niggle? It is a miss next game. Blitzer with guard. And you got the Apo and 3 team rerolls, no stadium enhancement. The Nurgle of Yoga Bob or Hobo Ted in Discord. 3 warriors instead of 4 could be a death. Only 2 rerolls, which is a normal start for Nurgle. 2 Pestigores that need to get some touchdowns. And a couple routers that stole MVP, but nothing else there. Only 1 level up, so either something died that leveled up, or oh my goodness, Turin, why? But yeah, apparently not the best season for Hoboted. And then Stitches, Canes, Pushers. Ooh, Agi 5 already. And we got a Blitzer leveled up. That'll probably be Dodge, unless it's something special. We do have a Mighty Blow Blitzer and a Block Blitzer. Alignment that has to level up. Who knows what that'll be. Dodge, kick, wrestle, block, guard. Who knows. And is out 1 player. So maybe saving up for a second witch. Maybe just waiting to buy the lineman. Maybe he's hoping that it'll be a loner that gets MVP, because they always do, and so just guarantees himself an easy level up on a lineman. I can see that being a thing. With 2 rerolls in the Apo, and no level up. So, it's really a battle between all 5 of these teams. Obviously things are looking pretty good for Turin, and I imagine if the rest of his games were anything like that Nurgle won, yeah, he's doing pretty good on touchdown difference, so he's probably all but in. He plays heavy weapons. That's the orcs? Yeah, that's the orcs. So Turin will play the orcs, the ogres and the goblins, stunty matchup, yes. Goblin Marine versus Launcher. And then this is Stitches Dark Elves versus Hoboteds and Nurgle. Week 6, the Pro Elves get a chance to do another high scoring game against the Goblins, although Goblins can of course be deadly as always, so you do have to watch out for that. And if you score a lot, that means you're giving up a lot of line of scrimmage hits, so you never know how that could go. Let's see. The Griffins are the human team. Yeah. Human team that plays the Ogres. And the Orcs playing the Dark Elves. So, you know, Turin is basically all but in. And then that's actually a pretty big game, as the Ogres are, you know, a little bit on the outside but looking in, so they have a chance to beat a team above them, whereas the humans have a chance to have a pretty good footing in second place. Although the winner of, assuming there is a winner, it could be a draw of course, the winner of that game will be just, or no, Goblin Marine is even better. So the winner of that game will be either 1 or 2 points ahead of the humans. Of course, if it's a draw, then that puts the goblins tied with the humans and the ogres a point back. So, regardless of how that game goes, week 6 is going to be, this matchup is going to be a big deal in deciding playoffs. And this is also going to be a big deal because these are what's currently the 1 and 3 teams, but could be the 1 and 2 teams by the time the game happens. And then the last week, the humans play, they're not out of playoff contention exactly, but probably not very likely. The goblins play the Nurgle still, so if the current records are anything to base it off of, the goblins do stand a pretty good shot. And then the ogres and the pro elves, which again, those teams are both fighting for playoffs, so that could be a pretty big deal. So you're telling me that the pro elves have Stunty back to back. I mean, elves are probably going to win at least one of those games, but they're also probably going to get beat up pretty bad. Pro elves do kind of have that particular habit of dying a lot. So he'll make it in the playoffs, but we'll see how healthy his team is by the time he gets there. Will be very interesting to see, and we'll see if he keeps that catcher too. But yeah, so that is how things look for all 4 steel divisions. Obviously things will be a little more easy to figure out after all the games are played this round, because yeah, a couple things were pretty up in the air. But if you stuck around this long, thank you. If I was ranting and mumbling and sound like some kind of crazy person that doesn't know what they're talking about, let me know and I'll probably agree with you. Yeah, either way, thank you for watching and have a wonderful weekend, and thank you for tuning in to this edition of Around the Inner Circle. Clever name, right? Alright, have a good one.